people, and we're back with another video. And today we're just going to be talking a bit about the Aston Villa versus Arsenal game that happened on Saturday, 5:30 kickoff. But before we jump into my thoughts and feelings on the game, you know the drill. Just look down, there's a button, it says subscribe. If you click on it, you help grow the community. Come on, man, we're trying to hit 1K. And once we get to 1K, we might start looking at how we do the live streams. You know what I mean? So if you're liking the content, you know what to do. And while you're there, algorithm gang, slap a like, drop a comment. It pushes the content out there to all the beautiful people in the world. Cool. So, look, Aston Villa versus Arsenal. It was at Villa Park. Arsenal won 2-0. So, I just want to throw it out there. Yeah. And for me, this is quite important. This was a statement win. Yeah. This was a game, yeah, that a lot of people were getting onto me for thinking that we was going to win. A lot of people were like, nah, man, Villa Park, that's a hard game, you know. Last season, Emery got the better of Arteta, home and away. Ooh, it looks like it might be Arsenal's first loss of the season. All of this talk. I was like, be calm. Because Arsenal learn from their mistakes. It's something that we're known for. If you go back 2 seasons ago, yeah, we got smoked by City, home and away. I think they beat us home and away. I'm pretty sure they did. The next season, we beat them at home and we drew away because we learn from our mistakes. And this is something that's very consistent with Arsenal underneath Arteta. We learn from our mistakes. And what we did to Villa on the weekend was further evidence that we learn from our mistakes. So, it was very clear, yeah, that Emery, yeah, he set up in a way where it was like, okay, we're going to be defensively strong. Just remember, there's a guy called Arteta that when he decided to go to the Etihad and be defensively strong, we got told, oh man, Arsenal didn't even try to go for the win. But when Emery does it at home, nobody says anything in it. It's cool though, it's cool. Defensively strong, and you could tell that they were looking to break on the counter at home, you know. They were trying to break really, and when they was breaking really fast. And truth be told, yeah, Watkins, yeah, should have at least 1 goal minimum. He had the first chance, I think. Well, truth be told, both chances were really and truly should be putting the ball in the back of the net. But the header, I can't discredit. That was an amazing save by Raya. Like, it was an absolute amazing save by world class save. And you know what? This is how teams win leagues, through keepers having big moments. I believe this. For you to win a league, you need to have a keeper that can step up in the big moments and make the difference in games. And in that game, Raya made the difference, because if he does not save that shot, I don't think we go on to win the game. Just my thoughts on it. So Watkins should have buried. He should have. That's 2 goals there. The first one, I was like, wow, how the hell has he missed this? If I put money on it, I would have. Watkins is scoring that, you know, 9 times out of 10. I'd even go as far as say 9.5 times out of 10. I don't know what happened. Maybe nerves. Maybe Gunnar at heart. You don't know what happened there, innit? But outside of that, yeah, they didn't really cause any threat, in my opinion. Like, don't get me wrong. Morgan Rogers, yeah. This guy, yeah. Cause I told man about this guy in my preview. I was like, yeah, he's very good on the ball, good on the half turn, physical, strong, confident, doesn't have fear, and just plays his game. And he had an amazing game in the midfield. I can't lie. He had an amazing game. I won't go as far as a lot of rivals in saying that he destroyed our midfield. I wouldn't go that far, because if he destroyed our midfield, then the scoreline would reflect something different, right? But He he is someone from the Aston Villa team who can leave that game with his head held up high. And me personally, I think there's a lot of big teams in the Premier League that need to fill gaps in their midfield. He's someone they should definitely be looking at. So, look, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Martinelli was crap. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know. I don't know what's happened. I'll be honest. Like I thought maybe last season was a blip, but after that injury he had, he's just he's kind of become a different player. Like Martinelli before the injury, yo, electric pace, using his pace, trying to beat his man, running at his man. Now it's like I don't know, like he stops for a bit, then he tries to run again, then he stops, then he passes back. I'm like, bro, you're fast, you know. You're Brazilian, you know. Bro, what's going on? Do something. Honestly, bro, it's come to the point, yeah, where it's so frustrating. It's really frustrating. It's so frustrating. I I see him on the ball, and I'm like, are you gonna do something? Okay, you're not. You're not. Then he gets something again. I'm like, okay, are you gonna do something? No, you're not. You're not. Then he gets again. I'm like, okay, maybe this time you're gonna do something. This time, no, he just doesn't do it. So I don't know what's going on with Martinelli. Maybe it's a confidence thing, but all I know is in training, yeah, the coaches and Arteta really need to focus, yeah, on making it natural for him. So when I say natural, like obviously build up a habit of when he's dribbling to not be looking at the ball. Like when he's dribbling, he's always looking down. Bro, dribble with your head up. You should know where the ball is. You've been kicking ball since you was about, I don't know, I'll guess 4 or 5 years old. Obviously not at a high level, but you've been kicking ball from about 4 or 5 years old. If you, as a winger, who's been playing football for that long, yeah, gone on trial at Manchester United, I think gone on trial at Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? Like he's someone that he was going places. Do you know what I mean? For you to not be able to dribble with your head up, bro, that's shocking. And you know, I do feel like as Arsenal fans, we've made a lot of excuses for him over the last few seasons of for him to shine, he needs, I think I said in my preview as well, XYZ in the left centre mid, he needs XYZ at left back. I don't know. I think that he had a very, very good left back in Timber. I think Declan Rice was playing LCM. I think he had a good game. But that's just, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And then, so now what we need to talk, this is the conversation that we actually need to have now. This is actually the conversation that we need to have. So, we saw Trossard come on, and with his first touch of the ball, he scored. He actually came on and changed the game. He was even involved in the second goal because he was the one that crossed the ball across from the left to the right to Saka, which kind of started off that play for then Saka to then pass it to Partey and Partey to bottom right. Do you know what I mean? So this is what I mean. Like, and don't get me wrong, Trossard is older, more experienced, and he's a different kind of player. He's more intelligent. You know, he can play in those smaller spaces, calm on the ball. But it just shows you that if you're good at what you do, it shouldn't matter who's playing where. You should be able to do what you need to do regardless of who's playing, if you're of that level. So, you know, I know there's been a lot of conversation about Arsenal need a striker, but maybe where we're actually lacking is the left wing. Maybe just where we're lacking is the left wing, because maybe teams just don't feel like there's a threat from that side unless Trossard comes on in the second half. which then means that they can just overload on Saka, which then makes it harder for Saka. So imagine if we had someone of Saka's level on the left hand side, then that would make Saka even more dangerous because he would get more space. These are the questions that we have to ask ourselves as a fan base, innit? Like, don't get me wrong, Martinelli's a great kid. We love him. But I just think we need to start having some honest conversations. Maybe he's just a bench player. At least for now. Maybe he can develop, but for now, he might just be a bench player. We might just have to accept it. So, Timber started. I think he had a really good game. One thing that I think was so it was clear why Timber started ahead of Zinchenko, because Arteta was a bit concerned about Bailey and Zinchenko. And I feel like the point was further proven when Timber came off, Calafiori came on. So, and I think at that point, was it 1-0 or 2-0? I think it might have been 2-0 at that point. You have to see, this is why it's very telling, because we're 2-0 up and Arteta cared more about us holding the clean sheet than controlling the game in the midfield. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like Zinchenko would have been the guy to come on to further control and keep the ball in the midfield. Calafiori, although he can do those things, it's clear that, defend. Like, just lock whoever's out on the right, just lock them out. And it's what he came on and did. He had a good little cameo when he came on. Timber, very comfortable on the ball, very calm, very good defensively. I feel like he had Bailey locked out for the majority of the game. Bailey was kind of quiet, but then if Zinchenko was playing, I think Bailey would have been alive. Truth be told, their front line was kind of just locked away for the whole game. Saliba, what a game. We're not going to talk about Gabriel's bozo moment. We're not going to talk about it. Saliba, what a game. Yo, that tackle that he made in the second half, when man was breezing. And I think it was Bailey. He was breezing. Yo, kicked the ball. Raya collected it. Do you know what? I think it's at this point we just have to accept, that Saliba is not human. He's a mutant. He's part of the X-Men. He's got powers. Because it's the only thing that can explain why he's so nang defensively. He's so... Do you know what, I think I said it in one of my earlier videos, well, at least to me, I could see it in pre-season as well. It's clear to me this season that Arteta wants Saliba to be the defender that creates from the defense. So that in that first phase, he finds the pass. To me, it's very clear. Like, and you can tell by how often he was on the ball. And like, he's not just releasing it quickly. Like, he's on the ball, he's waiting to see the movement, and then he will release it. Now, one thing in this game that really annoyed me, mainly in the first half, but it was in large parts of the second half as well, our build-up was way too slow. Way too slow. Like, every time we got the ball back, we was giving them too much time to get back into their defensive shape. That's why their structure looked so good defensively. Because we was allowing them to get back into it, which then caused problems for us, because then it was hard to break down because we allowed them to get back into it. But it's the second game. Maybe in like 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 more games, we'll be pinging that ball a lot more quicker in our build-up. It was too slow. It needs to be quicker. It actually needs to be quick. It needs to be more decisive as well. Because there's loads of times I'm watching the game and I'm like, okay, you could have made that line-breaking pass, or you could have made that forward pass, or you could have passed to this person that was in space, but instead passing to the side or passing backwards. So I'm hoping as we go on, that will get rectified. Partey and Declan Rice, I feel they had a good game in the midfield. There was times where, Morgan Rogers did make them look like little man, but outside of that, I feel like they did their jobs really well. And then Partey, obviously, with the goal, it was a nice finish. And in that game, he actually had a few long shots, and I thought, maybe it's Partey of last season the season before, where all he does is try and score long shots and just misses bare. But he got one. I have to give it to him. He got one. I have to give it to him. And obviously now I hear that it's actually over the line now. Mikel Merino coming in. We should see a more effective Partey this season, because he'll be able to rest more, because he won't have to play as many games as he did, not last season, the season before. So theoretically speaking, his engine should be better because he's resting more and not playing as many minutes. I think Havertz had a decent game. You know, I would have liked to have seen a goal from him, but I don't know. I feel like it was difficult for him at times. Saka obviously with the assist, it was a nice game from Saka. But again, you know, whenever he's on the ball, hella man around him. Hella man around him. Do you know what? Sometimes I feel like they may think Saka's a girl because the way that man just gravitate towards him when he's on the ball is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I just want to big up Arteta, innit? Because we went to Villa Park and we imposed our game. We didn't sit back and wait for opportunities to counter on the break. In the first half, to me, it felt like we was at the Emirates. Like the way we was keeping the ball, playing about with the ball, had the possession, dominating the possession, pinging the ball around, making the chances. I thought we was at the Emirates. And truth be told, through my TV, all I could hear was Arsenal fans. Yo, them Villa fans were quiet. And there was a reason they was quiet. Don't get me wrong, the few injuries and stops and starts in the first half kind of killed, you know, the momentum and the vibe and all of that. But why would they be singing? We had all of the ball. Do you know what I mean? And big up the fans firing shots at Martinez because we don't forget. We don't forget. You know, you may leave my club, but if you leave my club and chat shit, that's when we don't forget. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think overall it was a good performance from Arsenal. A great win, statement win, and it helps us build momentum to go into Brighton at home. Win that game. That's 3 wins on the bounce. We haven't conceded any goals so far. Dare I say, we're setting ourselves up beautifully for that North London derby and that game at the Etihad. So let's keep it up. Let's keep moving. All full focus now. Figure out the plan to get the win. Hopefully, we've brought in a few more players before that game kicks off. And yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the game at Villa Park. What did you like? What didn't you like? All of that good stuff. Who was your man of the match? Mine was Raya. I can't lie. My man of the match was Raya. He had an amazing performance. And yeah, subscribe. You made it this far. If you made it this far, it means you like it, right? So you might as well subscribe. And you might as well hit the like. And you might as well comment. Because yeah, we just need to get this content out to more people in the world. And I'll catch you next time.